There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
I'm so ready to get back home and out this bad dream. They won't believe it when I tell them all the things I've seen. And when we finally meet the Wiz, he better not be mean, or I'll do him like that witch and her sister Evelyn. Oh, he wanna try me? Wanna see if I'm lying? Guaranteed there'll be more than some monkeys flying. And to be quite honest, I'm tired of y'all dudes with all your issues that have me so confused. And at first, I was like, hold up, wait, are y'all a sign that indicates the next guy that wants to date? I really hope the Wiz can solve all our problems. But do you think he can turn my shoes into red bottoms? I'm just saying, I think that'll be kinda dope if he, never mind.
Hey, I need some brain. Wait, I need a brain. You'll find I'll be saying some shit if you get what I'm saying. She think I'm dumb and I'm playing, but I'll be serious. Boo, is that a poodle under your skirt? I'm curious. Yeah, I used to scare crows. Now I attract crows. All these birds love me from my pimp hat to my Mac clothes. I'm caught up on the crossroads. Soon as I get down, I'm smacking the crow. I'm short-tempered, hard to reason since he stole my mind. When I see the Wiz, I'm kicking ass, pretending the lion. Dorothy and Toto, up and down the yellow bricks. If I only had a brain, I could lie. It's irrelevant.
Emeralds? The whole city? Oh yeah, let's get it. Yo, where the wizard at? Fuck the chitter chat, it's a fact he ain't got no heart. It's a clack. Back it up, I'm a born villain, not opposed to skullduggery. My chrome eliminate fuckery. That's the problem. Wherever I go, they think I wanna rob them. They kinda right though. Whatever, man, it's that clever man. I got to see to get the heart to stop this shit. Tired of ducking cops and shit. Get the shovels out, pawn the yellow brick road. Pack the chrome, invade the wizard in the zip code. And if that damn wizard don't see it all the way, then we committing that strong arm robbery.
Hey, Sunshine Monet with the affirmations to enjoy your day with Sunshine Monet. You are listening to Chakra Music.
I came through with intentions of destruction. You said you wanted freedom, well it's me then that you wanted. I moved in gratitude as my soul was being summoned. The consciousness has returned, Christ is really coming. I make these flows for the souls of Drish and Indigo. I make some goals for they glow since they was embryos. Access the records, they lectures, keep your principles. Enemies infect you, don't let them reach your pinnacles. Reversing curses that's embedded in religions. They wound up in your soul, that's why you feel tension. I'm remixing declensions before Sumerians existed. It's something in the water, don't get caught, you'll get acidic. I bury enemies, pay pinnacles to the witness. You say my name in threes, I appear in your vision. Write Iliads in me, I'm the witcher in your system. Silly as can be, there's no opposite in infinite. I'm the goddess of crossroads, touching all directions. With the skull and crossbones that call to the vexes. I applaud the protectors, I'm the god of inflection. They see the demon in me and still pause the respecters. I need no translation, vibrating from universe. My throat mansplaining while my yoni do the work. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts.
Ain't not 7 profit, move like the full winds do. My energy is useful, my thoughts are old school. So I move with a Bob Slim. Say I'm sexy, haircut like Anita Baker, real lovely. Caught up in the rapture, it's kinda risque. Kisses and faces on public is real frisky. Touche.
You are listening to Chakra Music.
Mask off.
Okay. Welcome. Peace and infinite blessings, family. This is Farugh Ma'at of Be My Inc. and welcome to Journey to Be Ma'at. We are here with Toni Starr, and we're going to get into the introduction as a later, but we always have to start our program with some libation to our ancestors who are the mighty shoulders we stand upon. And so, to the millions known and unknown who sacrifice, who just dare to dream, who just strategize, and for us to be where we are today. And I'm just really grateful for their contribution to the person that I am today. And so we take this time to just shout out a few that personally helped us on this journey to be or to be the best version of ourselves, right? And May 13th is a very important day for me and my tribe. May 13th, 1985 was where the bomb was dropped on the Wu family. And this day kind of remind us of what we're up against. And just really want to take the time out to just pay homage to the Wu family and the movement. 11 men, women, and children was murdered in that process. And yeah, so a special pour libation for those 11 in particular. And then the second one is Malcolm X. You know, his birthday. His Earth Day is coming up and on Sunday, so we'll be at Malcolm X Park celebrating his Earth Day. And those are my two among many that I'm gonna pay special homage to while we honoring our ancestors. Do you want to honor someone in particular?
The people you just said. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if people actually witnessed that. I actually witnessed it, and I didn't know the magnitude of it when it was going on. And I didn't know years later that I will be on the front line fighting for that family, fighting for their release, fighting to get their cause and their movement moved on. And I didn't know it was going to impact me and my family in such a way to where, you know, we actually met, you know, some of the move members, and my daughters met some of the move members, and was impacted by their story that I shared with them, and then actually physically meet Delbert and Mike Africa, and to meet Jane. I mean, it's just been, and Pam, and to actually meet some of the move members was history, and it has deeply impacted me, myself, and my family. And so just want to send a shout out to them and have an honorary mention to them. And if you don't know their story, just look it up. You can Google Move 9, you can Google Move, you can Google the bomb being dropped in 1985, and inform yourself about the history of Philadelphia and some of the citizens that they despise, right? Just because they wanted to talk about justice. So we have to do that. We have to pay homage to them. We have to pay homage to the ancestors, because we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for them. And we would not have the opportunities that we have today if it wasn't for them. And so we take this time out to honor them. And so to go on with the program, this platform was created with you in mind, to hopefully, if we share some of our experiences, share some of our life lessons, that you will find some value in it and help you to be the best version of yourself. And for those who understand comedic knowledge, will understand that we are always in constant battle of balancing the scales, right? And so for all my Kemites out there, hopefully this information that you receive today will help you balance your scales. And for those that's not in the tradition, it will help you be the best version of yourself, right? And so, you know, share. If you think this will enlighten someone that you know, tag them, let them know that we're on and that we're about to drop some life affirming information out here, right? And I love this portion, because the art that we're talking about is not just for tickle your fancy, right? Art is so much more than just visually stimulating, right? The right kind of art will move you to action. The right kind of art will bring you closer to your divine self. And that's the art that we're going to be talking about today. And so my co-host will be coming on, I think. And if not, then we will hold it down until they come on. And if they don't come on, then we'll just hold it down regardless, right? So we are here, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to allow Toni to give the information that she wants you to know about her, and then we'll go on with the show.
My name is Toni Starr. So I am an artist, but I also developed a business last year that specializes in custom clothing and design. The concept of my clothing is mainly focusing on uplifting, positivity, and empowering people, mainly positive messages. And of course, I will always represent my people first, foremost. So as you want a model?
Oh, sure.
One of my favorites. This is my favorite model. My wonderful Sankofa bird that so a lot of my artwork, a lot of my designs are actually my own personal artwork. This is actually a drawing that I did and colored it in and put it on the shirt. Of course, Sankofa, you know about learning from the past to build your future. Again, paying homage to our ancestors and who came before us. And so that's what it is about me.
Dope, right? So dope. So prepare yourself. And I do want to share this too, right? This is what I received from Amir when I first started in, movement. And if you can see this dope piece of art, this is from 1995, and this is like a real, like I would never let this go. And if you could read it, it's a special message from Amir to you. So I'd like to shake your hand, but I can't yet. In the meantime, let me say thank you. On the move, long live John Africa, Amir Abu Jamal. And so that man has such a huge impact on my life. It's it's word I can't even say. You know what I mean? Like, and so in preparing for this show today, I just pulled out all my move stuff and information packets and speeches that I made years ago, and I ran across this, and I was just like, wow, dang, that's amazing, yeah. And so when you talk about art and the importance of art,
oh my God,
this art would never be the same. Like, I started out doing art, drawing like superheroes and things like that, and drawing superheroes that didn't look like me and didn't have a personal connection with it. So now being a 50-year-old man, have my own comic book, not my own, but I have represented a character called Dreadlocks. And so now I'm a superhero, and children are looking up to me as a superhero. And I never thought that I would be in a position to be in that position. And so to go from drawing Batman and Superman and things like that and having no connection with them to where now I'm actually a superhero and actually children looking up to me and asking for my autograph and taking pictures.
I look up to you. No.
And now he always tease me about that. He always tease me like, yo, you're a live superhero. And it's just really dope. That's really dope. So I know the impact of art and what it has done for me. And so we can get into it. So my first question for you is, what was the catalyst for you to start your own line? What was the purpose? What made you be like, you know what, this is something that I need to do?
I am moved. I'm an innate nurturer, empath, and I'm extremely compassionate, as you know. And some people might know my other profession. So I am a nurse. I'm a nurse for 14 years now. I'm a registered nurse, a bachelor's of science in nursing. But this whole time I've been in nursing, I've kind of had this duality of artwork and being creative as well. So I've kind of toggled them both. But last year when I went for my final degree, for me, it was always in my heart to continue to create. as well as my artwork, I wanted to create this clothing line that would really, really, I want people to wear their affirmations instead of just repeating them. Wear this clothing, and I want them to become it. It's very important. We all know words have power. Affirmations have power. Rituals every morning between prayer, meditations, repetition of positive phrases, mantras, and whatever you do to move yourself along in a peaceful way in life and sustain your mentality. So I'm really big on that. Nursing feeds my artwork, and artwork does feed my nursing. So it's this wonderful duality for me. I've I've held hands with people when they transition. I've listened to their stories. I listen to them tell me about what's important in life. And I believe I understand what's important in life. So when I walked across that stage last year, everyone was like, "Are you going to go further for a further degree?" I didn't want to go for a further degree. I wanted to create. That was what brings me happiness and joy, and that's what brings me peace. And I love the impact that I'm making with my clothes just as much as the impact that I make as a nurse on the floor. And as I said to you before, the stories that I've listened to from my patients and their wisdom and listening to their trials and tribulations have been just as powerful to me and just as important to me as my college education. And that's not always valued in our society. In our society, it's usually you take the traditional route, get this degree, get this paper. And I'm not talking against it, to each his own, but this is my duality and this is my balance. So I won't ramble on and on, but you already know that that's what I urge people to do. I urge people to go for what brings you peace and what brings you happiness. It's peace over profit. It's not always about the dollar bill.
Dollar bill. And so, and that's an important message. I like when you say, like, wear your affirmations, right? Because a lot of times the repeating affirmations is important, but when you can involve all the senses, right? So you got the writing, you got the visual, you got the wearing of it, then it's like, it becomes, you embody,
Yes,
your affirmations, and that's important. That's a really important piece. And then you have the expression, you have the visual expression of it as well. So not only are you living the words or reading the words, but you have images,
yeah,
which speaks directly to the subconscious mind,
absolutely.
right? And so even when you think about the hieroglyphs or the quote unquote meta nature, well, I'm sorry, meta nature, quote unquote hieroglyphics, right?
Yes.
And they wrote that way for a reason, right? They didn't, that was the first written language for a reason, because they knew the importance of pictures and how it feeds and programs the subconscious mind. And they do too. And that's why they spend $30 billion or $30 million on a 30-second commercial on a Super Bowl. Because they know the importance of it. They did work, they did the science. And so anytime you're willing to spend $30 million on a 30-second commercial, you know
the power of it. The impact.
Right? Because if your bottom line is to spend money, is to make money, not spend it, but you're willing to spend that much money in that short period of time, you know how impactful it is, right?
Absolutely.
And so this is why I wanted to have her on, because we have a lot of artists out there doing great, magnificent work. But on this show, we talk about well-being, we talk about emotional healing, we talk about physical healing, we talk about spiritual healing. And so what better way to have to encompass all that than do this kind of artwork? And like I said, the affirmations. So we talk about the words. Let's talk about the colors.
Oh yeah.
The colors that you use, is there a specific science behind it, or is it just what speaks to you, or like what's the?
I need vibrancy all day, all night. So again, my name is Toni Starr. That's my artist name. And the funny thing behind Starr is that that's not my real last name. I actually put Starr on my Facebook a long time ago, over 15 years ago, like 2008. It was to hide my last name because I was trying to hide. Ironically, Starr caught a lot of attention. And I've been called T Star through the years and Toni Starr, and it's kind of cool. And I was like, Starr. And, You shine up in the sky bright, and I'm like, what is all this stuff? You see, Evolution Star. So when I started my clothing brand name, I didn't want it to be about Toni, who I am. You know, it's about an evolution. It's about a journey. So the name brand, if I didn't mention it earlier, my name brand of my clothing is Evolution Star with 2 R's, and that is also on my social medias. You can follow me. I'm on IG under Evolution Star with 2 R's, TikTok and Facebook, and that is the name of my website, Evolution Star with 2 R's, evolutionstar.com.
Make sure you follow TikTok. That TikTok be popping.
Well, I followed the TikTok for a while. I thought they were going to shut it down. IG popping a little more.
Okay. I remember she's doing the TikTok with voiceovers and everything else. Yeah.
I'm trying. It's it's nice to keep up or whatever. But of course, the concept behind evolution, I need bright colors. I need vibrancy, and Evolution Star is about me evolving as an artist. It's not just about me. It's about everyone's journey. The concept is, and I have this written on my website, is, the basic concept is a star begins as dust. Okay. And a lot of people don't see that. They're always thinking of a star as a shining bright, beautiful, spectacle in the sky. But it actually begins as a little grain of dust. And what it does is it goes through this rigorous, just aggressive process of, it collapses, it compresses, it goes through this really rigorous, just violent process. And then after it compresses, it becomes the shining bright thing in the sky. And that to me is like a metaphor for so many people's life that go through this journey in life. And sometimes they're trampled upon. They go through these things. And a lot of times we forget that we can become this beautiful spectacle in the sky. We can become anything that we want to. You put your mind to it every day. Every day you repeat these things. And that was my dust was my idea. The dust of the star is an idea that I had, and I decided to move forward with it. And this is not just about me. This is about everyone. I believe in not just myself. I believe in you. I believe in all of y'all. This is something that you can become. When you wear my clothing, I want you to truly believe that everything you wear, you truly can become it. And anything you go for in life. So that's the concept behind Evolution Star. It's the evolution of a star. So, and I'll just show you one. But this is one. I have so many favorite ones, but I just want to show you. This is. And mind you, these are already worn, so this is actually the good quality. I don't know if we can see that. You can hold that up a little bit, but this is one. I usually have my artwork on stuff, but the ones that I do have, this is one of my favorite mantras I use for 20 years. Constant perseverance, constant positivity, constant progression. There's nothing else to say. This is what it is. This is how you will become what you want to become. This is how, you will continue to elevate, rise, transcend, evolve. But yes, you asked me about the colors. You got a lot more.
Yeah. But see, I like the that's the thing though. Because for me, colors we did with the chakras or our rituals.
Absolutely.
And so
there are a lot of if you look closer, sorry to cut you off. There are a lot of hidden things in a lot of hidden colors and meanings in a lot of my artwork and a lot of my clothing and things like that. So you do know that. So,
so that's what I wanted to kind of touch on as far as the healing powers of the colors that you choose and the combinations, right? And so even the symbols, you have the symbols in there as well.
This is Dinkra symbols. It's one of my favorite ones. I use it more than once in many of my things. It's God is supreme. And instead of just when he talks about healing and words that will continue to heal you and make you feel better, repetition and affirmations. It's not just about God is supreme. God is in me. God is supreme, and that supremacy is in you. And I don't know if you can see that on there or not, but this I also made into one of the bigger pieces. I don't know.
It's okay. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
There you go.
God is supreme. God is supreme. But this is also a piece of work that I actually made into a shirt. So it's also on a shirt, and it actually looks fabulous. On a shirt. The color is definitely something. When you wear, to me, when I wear colorful stuff, I become alive. I don't think you've ever seen me. This is probably the most toned down that you might see me.
But that's, that's our culture too. Like our culture is vibrant. Our culture is colorful, right? And so, yeah, that's dope.
As you were saying, so, and this is another one, and this has of course, that's the Sankofa sign. That's the other variation of the Sankofa sign. Again, so Sankofa, meaning you learn from your past, go to your past, learn from your past to build for your future. So I just love the design of it, but of course I love details. I love, things of that sort. But my favorite one, I can't lie, when I did walk across that stage, okay, we had to represent.
Yes.
we had to represent. We had to represent. We walked across that stage. I'm. If you can't see, look at me. I'm falling off. Hold up. Should we?
Yes. All day long. This is what it's all about.
Yes, it is. It's not just for artwork. It's a while ago when I went for artwork. When I started doing artwork, I'm self-taught, by the way. My claim to fame is I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and that is so cool to me. I don't want to know. I actually really like just being taken for a ride and just figuring out as I go. And as long as I'm mentioning that, I'll also mention one of my favorite quotes. Comparison is the thief of joy. And when I create, I definitely make sure I put all of that out of my mind. I'm not trying to compare myself to nobody. I'm not thinking about anything. It's just creating solely for a therapeutic purpose. So when I created, this is my graduation cap, and it's not, to me, I was like, oh, I have to paint all the time or do that. No, that's not. An artist is whatever you want it to be. I'm a creative. I do everything.
There's no limits.
Grad caps, painting, clothing and design. I do everything. So anyway.
That's good.
Oh, I was blinking when I walked across the stage. I was like, look at that.
And that's the thing, is like to be, and that's why I like what you just said too, like there's no limits to creative, right? Being a creative. And a lot of times we do, and it's just because we in this society, right? That in this society where they have to put you in the box, right? And so you have to have a special kind of courage to operate outside of that box, because you're gonna be ridiculed, you're gonna be looked at about in a certain way, you're gonna be talked about. And so you have to have a certain kind of I don't give up this about you to be able to be 100% authentically you, right? And that's what the world needs, right? So, and to think about that, because if you are fitting in, then you don't stand out. And if you stand out, you're talked about. So you're celebrated 30 years later after they ridicule you for the first 10, right? So you have to have some kind of perseverance to just keep on being you, right? And you're doing it for you. And so when you're doing it for you, if you're doing it for a bigger purpose and a bigger cause, then it's not as painful. But if you're looking to do things to fit in and to be validated by for someone else, that's gonna be an extremely painful process. And so be you. That's what the world needs. That's what that's why you was born here. You was born here to lessen the chaos, right? You was born into chaos to change it. And it's a blessing for you to be here, right? And so a lot of times we just take that for granted. You say you're born as original, but a lot of people die as copies.
Ooh.
You think about that, right?
Ooh.
So you're born into this world, an original piece of beautiful art, and you let your environment dictate what you want to be, or how much you're going to shine, or whatever the case may be. And we're here to tell you today, if you're born an original piece, nurture that.
Yes.
Explore that.
Yes.
And maximize that.
Yes.
Right. And so if you don't get anything else from this exchange today, know that you are divine. Know that you was perfectly made, and that you now have the permission to be you 100% and to maximize that potential. And so I know we're not the authorities to do that, but
Why
we
not?
are your reflection because that's their life, right?
Yeah, okay,
And so
okay.
we are championing for you to be the best version of yourself.
Yes.
And so this is why this platform was created. This is why we came together almost a year. And so
our anniversary's a due day. We met at a due day last year. We was like,
so there. That's the big takeaway from this exchange. The big takeaway from this exchange is that you are wonderfully, divinely made, and that your light is important, right? Because without your light, this world will be a little bit more dark, right? It's already dark enough.
Absolutely.
So we need your light, right? And you shining bright don't take away light from us, right? Our light, if we all shine bright together, the darkness has got to go away, right? Go somewhere else, right? Because you ain't gonna be dark over here on this side. Yeah, I mean, you can dark on this side. Mm-hmm. So since we're gonna seg right into the mental and emotional well-being, how you use your art, and you kind of touched on it. Mm-hmm. You say for you how it makes you feel, and you already touch on the fact that how you're intentional selective colors, your intentional use of shapes and stuff like that. So I guess we already touched on that. So I guess we don't need to elaborate on that more. But I think it's important that we make that connection. I think it's important that we can make that connection. That's why art is so powerful, and they know art is powerful. Like we were saying earlier, how they use, that $30 million to make a commercial using art to seduce us to buying whatever it is that they want us to buy, right? Or participate in some kind of acts that they want us to act in. Mm-hmm. And so we, as creative beings, we need to take charge of that creative force in us, right? And however you choose to take that power back, we applaud you to do that, right? And art is the number one factor of doing that, right? Ritual is another one to take it back. Knowing your history, practicing Sankofa, not just philosophizing about it, just not reading about it or whatever the case may be, is actually being and practicing Sankofa, right? And that's like Be My Eye. Be My Eye is about being in my eye, right? I was doing a lot of workshops and a lot of, facilitating panel discussions and things like that. And I just hear all these brilliant minds talk about my eyes and how we do blah, blah, my eye. But then after we leave the stage, we participate in other things. And I'm like, that's not congruent. You know what I mean? It's like, and you talk about this person, talk about that person don't know comedic science, so they shouldn't be able to say such. I'm like, if we just simply be mine, if we just simply be the 71042, the world will be a better place. If each individual take their personal responsibility to be the best version of themselves and be the 7 virtues of my, be the 10 principles of my, strive to become the 42 laws of my that we would just be better people. So that's how Be My Eye came up. Be My Eye, just simply be my eye instead of studying and philosophizing and battling and debating about the principles. And so so we talked about that. Oh, so let's talk about this. Art as a tool of empowerment and cultural celebration.
Can I just double back?
Yes.
But I was talking about how nursery feeds art and art feeds nursing. But there's like this at the very beginning of nursing, we had to learn this concept called the nursing process. And one of the parts of the nursing process, it was like assessment, diagnose, planning, implementation and evaluation. And it's so awesome because it's a concept you can use towards life. And I actually really like what you were just saying, because you were just like, listen, okay, so you understand, or you assess yourself. Okay, it's called ADPI. That's the acronym for it. It's pretty cool, people, because like this is something you can use in your life, and I really applied it.
All right, say it again slowly.
ADPI.
No, just
so that stands for assessment, diagnose, planning, implementation, and evaluation. It might have changed a little bit now, but it's something you use towards your life. So you assess yourself, what you need, what you don't need. You know, you make an assessment of yourself, and then after you assess yourself, you kind of diagnose, which is kind of determining what you need in your life. You're diagnosing, you know, okay, this is what I might want to work on. It's like the way you can say diagnose. But the most important part is what you said. It's like, be my eye, you know, it's interchangeable, however you want to. This is me as a philosophical person. Okay. I'm sorry, planning was the next thing. So after you understand, you assess yourself. After you diagnose, you figure out where you want to go, what you want to be, and understand what you need to change and where you want to go. P is planning. So you want to make a plan to change what you want to change, or, you know. But the most important part to me is the I, which is the implementation. So all these things you can understand about something, like you understand, knowledge is wonderful. But how about the implementation of it, which is the action of something, the action of moving forward in that direction. And that is the most important thing. I understand with you. I understand what you're saying. And that's how it went into my brain, you know. So, but and then after you assess, you diagnose, you plan, implement, did this work? Okay, you implemented the things that you want to implement in your life. Did it work? And that did it work is the evaluation. ADPI. And I just love that acronym. You know, it's just, I love how, you know, it's the philosophical stuff. I love how nursing is defined. I had to kind of go back to that, because I was like, dope. Be my eye. That I do see that often. I see a lot of people like, I represent this, or I'm this, or this is this. You know, they'll talk about a lot of principles. They'll talk about their knowledge. They'll talk about all these things that they know. But the thing is, it's wonderful, you know, but what are you doing? What's the action that you're doing to implement, you know, this knowledge that you have?
But that's what wisdom comes into play, right? So you can know about things, but it's like the wisdom comes into place when action in what you know comes into play. Because then you say, then you know if it works or not. Then you know if it's for you, because it might not be for you, right?
Yes.
You know, because it's like, I went through several trains of thought, you know, went through Christianity, went through Buddhism, went through Islam, went through Judaism, you know, like went through all these different schools of thought, what led me to Kemetic way of life. And so I've been in this Kemetic way of life for like maybe 2 years, real hard. Like I've been flirting with it for 10 years. But for the last 2 years, I've been really heavy in it. And but it's Christianity took me to a point like, okay, it's no longer serving me, right? It's the application. Like, all right, it's not working anymore. All right, so what's next, right? And so boom, 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 boom. So wisdom, y'all, the wisdom comes into play when you actually merge the two. What you think you know. Because a lot of times if we know something, then we're doing it, right? It's hard to say that, you know something when you're not implementing, right? It's like, okay, you have knowledge of it, right? You have knowledge, you have awareness of certain things, but it's like knowing is doing, right? So, and we just getting in a whole deep philosophical part. And this is what I say, like sometimes I have like 6 questions or 12 questions, but then as we let the spirit has its place in our conversation, because it's not about us, right? It's so much bigger than us. Like we come together for a divine purpose. Like we're here for a spiritual mission, right? And so we might have our ideals about what we want to do and how we want to do it. But I pray every day to be a vessel for the ancestors and a vessel for spirit, because I want to do what's best for our people. I want to do what's best for my loved ones, right? I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I don't know it all, but I want to leave space for the spirit to do what it calls for me to do. It's a blessing for us to be on this side. Like we just really take it for granted. We really take it as if we know what we're doing, and we take it as we supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be here, right? Like it's not like it's a privilege for us to be here. Like it's a privilege for us to be here, and then we have and for us to be here, we have an obligation, right? And my obligation for me is to make this world a better place for me being here. And so nobody knows that better than the Most High, the Mother, Father, Creator. Nobody knows that better than my ancestors. Nobody knows that more than the angels, the guardian angels that's walking with me in this process. And so I lean on them heavy. And this is why we take the time out in the show to just pay homage to them and show them the reverence that they deserve, right? And I know I will not be here doing the things that I'm doing and achieving the things that I'm achieving and accomplishing things I'm accomplishing if it wasn't for them, and if it wasn't for their sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And so we take that moment to acknowledge them and to give them the thanks and gratitude and reverence that they deserve, right? Yeah, let's get something.
No, it's just laughing how we get off track.
But we bring it right back. Of course. So you mentioned that the influence of the West African heritage on your artistic work.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a PK, y'all. I'm a preacher's kid. And it took me some time to understand more about myself. So I probably about 10, 15 years ago, started searching for a better understanding of who I was. And I did the African ancestry. And it's not like, oh, I did African ancestry, this is where I'm from, this is my tribe, or like I began to research and do some further research. I wanted to know more about. Before I even knew about myself, I started doing this art. I started doing artwork and not even understanding that. I started to zone out when I was doing artwork. Mm-hmm. I was painting, I just wanted to paint these African women, these beautiful bodies, these designs, these tribal designs, intricate designs on people's faces and bodies. And it's something I absolutely fell in love with. So my ancestry said that I was from the Sierra Leone tribe, in West Africa, in Sierra Leone, and the Mende tribe. And I began to research about the Mende tribe. There's a lot I can't even really touch everything, but one of the things that really stood out for me was some of the wooden carvings and the wooden what am I trying to say? Statues. Mm-hmm. Not mm-hmm. statues, but also some of the face painting they did before battle, and that was something that stood out for me. There was something that happened in my life one time, and I came home. I cried. It was something very tragic, and I came home and I cried, and I actually took pictures of it. I wanted to see these tears on my face, and after I cried, I went right to the bathroom and I took some acrylic paint and I just started painting these designs on my face. And I looked in the mirror. The tears dried up, and I don't know who I was a few months ago, because I completely transformed into this powerful person right in front of me. It's what you believe, but let me tell you, when I painted my face and I painted these designs on my face, I became a very empowered person. I felt stronger, and I didn't even understand it at the time until I realized this was my ancestry. These are my people. This is where I came from. I have to pay homage. Okay, I do love all people, but I'm telling you, this is my people. This is where I came from. This is my heritage, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm very proud to find out that I came from such powerful people. This wonderful, these wonderful traditions. So, I know Farugh knows, and quite a few people know that I do face painting, and I do a lot of body painting. But I'm really led when I go ahead and do these designs. I mainly do tribal tattoos, tribal painting, and tribal designs. And along with that, I'm very happy to say this. Watch Farugh's face. I didn't tell him yet, but I'm very happy to say this. that I did get my commercial activity license. And I will be vending at a Doom Day, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So I will be vending at a Doom Day. It was a journey to vend at a Doom Day. Because behind starting a business, it's not just something you do overnight. It was something that I had to learn all of the legalities, all of the paperwork, all of the background logistics of trying to, that it was so many things. I had to get my ducks in order. It was a lot of, not say a lot, but it was definitely some trials and tribulations with trying to vend, because I had to get some things in order, some documents that were incorrect and different things with the business. So I finally got those in order.
Nice.
I got my confirmation, everything together, and just hurried and paid. So when I go and vend at a Doom Day, it's not just clothes. You will see my booth under Evolution Star, and I will be face painting as well. And many know how I face paint. Okay, you know I'm serious. Erica, but what Erica Badu say? I'm an artist. I'm serious about my. I'm a mom upstairs. Okay. All right. So, but yeah. So but that's where it comes from. And what I see, I want to tell you, I love it so much. Every time I paint someone's face, every time I do some type of art in someone's face, they transform. I see their energy. I see the strength just completely, immediately, just emit from the pores of their body, the glow of their face. They just become someone different. They walk with a more firm stride. Their posture is more. Let me tell you, I'm just being honest. It's a beautiful thing to see someone transform after they have been paid. And sometimes these people don't even understand what's transforming them. Right. And it is our ancestry. It is this power that's channeling through you, it's coming to the surface. And that's what I love. Yeah,
right? So, you see, that's what I'm talking about. And she was so nervous about doing this.
No,
and I said, listen. I'm going to get, we keep it 100 here, right? I said, listen, once you get to talking, once I'm telling you, we're going to be great. And look at you, shining like the star that you are. Look at that, right? right. So, and it's beautiful because that was the next question, and you just flow right into it. This is spirit led. And that's like even when you do your painting, right? You don't know what you're doing. You just say, all right, boom, the energy, and you just go boom, 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 and they looking like, oh my God, like, and they don't even know what's going on. The aura is shifting, the energy is shifting, the DNA, the ancestry that's in our DNA is like waking up. You know what I mean? Because
ancestry waking up. That's what, and I'm telling you, people don't even understand it or know it. Just like, oh my God. And last year, okay, with all the fear in the world, shout out to, I don't know if you're looking, baby, because I love you, my moonbeam, Yael, right? Gafar. Last year, after I graduated, I was so determined to no, I'm not going to keep following this format of going back to school, loans. I did not want to go back to school. Burned out from school. I was in nursing, maybe go back for your BSN after an RN. And I was like, okay, I know I have to do it, but I wanted to go to my creative side. I really wanted to just flip and start doing nothing but be creative full time. So I was nervous. I've never done this before. I've been to do it many times. And I just picked up my face paint and had 2 little black stools. I did not pay to vend. Hope I don't get arrested from this podcast. And I just picked it up and I went down to a Doom Day, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was nervous, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit in the corner and just start face painting people. And I hope the cop doesn't get. I looked right at the cop. He looked right at me. He was looking at me. I was looking at him. I didn't know, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna face paint, and the line was crazy long. I didn't even expect to make the profit that I made. I really was doing it more for the joy, but we gotta be honest, business is business. But I was nervous at first because what people don't know is I actually forgot my paintbrushes and I forgot my paints, and all I had was mainly my markers, my paint markers for the face. And my girl Yael sat there and was like, just do it. And I was like, girl, the sweetest person on the planet, but she spoke that into me. She was like, just do it, Toni. And I was just led. And I'm telling you, it was one of the best experiences of my life, artistically, was just painting people's face live over and over again. People come through, the happiness they felt walking around the festival with my face paint on, or different designs and stuff like that. So I'm so excited to not just vend my clothing this year. I vowed to come. This was a goal of mine to come back this year and vend my clothing and face paint as well. So now we're doing a combination. So when you see my booth, it will most likely be lit up because that's how I am. It'll be colorful, lit up. It'll be, you know, come to Evolution Stars booth. And I listen, if you don't get the clothes, come get your face painted for $5 and I'll hook you up and you will feel your best. Ancestors will shine through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and this that's like a professional speaker, right? Right?
No.
Right? Right? A professional speaker.
It might be this.
No, I'm telling you, it's the passion. When you talk about something that you love and you're expressing yourself through that, it's such a natural flow, right? Because a lot of times it's been tampered with. You know, we can't talk about that because we don't make enough money, or it's not count as the top tier, or whatever the case may be. And so you kind of suppress that to make the money, create a prestige or some kind of status, right? So, so that's what we focus on, right? And so, the creative was what's the word I'm looking for? Reserved or pushed down, so you can focus on your career choice and your education, advancing in your career. And so now that you have this leeway, now you just have this freedom to just really talk about who you are. I've been waiting for like years to come out and do this, and it's just like it's just coming out. And I'm really honored to be part of the process, right? And
you've been a great part of the process. If I could just don't look at me. If I could, like, I met Farugh a year ago, and he really means a lot to me. You know, man, I wasn't even designing shirts at the time, but Farugh always, yo, that's dope. Oh, that looks great. Always encouraging me. And it means a lot. It means a lot to surround yourself with people who really believe in you, believe in your vision. It means a lot to make sure you surround yourself with people who are always constantly uplifting you. I can't even tell you how imperative that is. If you're around people that are not speaking wonderful things into your existence, that are not uplifting you every day, then you need to move away from them. I'm not saying get rid of them, but distance yourself from these people in your life. Okay? That's all I have to say. Farugh knows how much he means to me. I see Farugh always on a constant basis. Send love and share love with everybody. One of the most loving people that I know. And I mean, I'm so glad we met at Adorn last year, because there's been times. Don't let the confidence fool you, because there's definitely been times that I have completely doubted myself, that I needed to be talked out of my you know, the dark thoughts that were, you know, plaguing my mind. And Farugh has always been a great friend. So I really appreciate you know that. So.
And you're here because it's like the same process. We've been conditioned to dim our light. We've been conditioned since birth, right? You know, ask too many questions to your parents. Parents like, ask so many damn questions. Or yeah, it is like, and then you're going to school, and then the school's like, well, no, this is the curriculum. You got to follow the curriculum. You got to sit in your chair. You got to fold your hands. You got to, I mean, so the creative, the natural love of learning, things like that was beaten out of us, right? Yeah. The natural expression and just being all that has just been beaten out of us. And so we have to go through the whole process of getting that out, reprogramming that, and then nurturing that, and then building upon that, right? When it should just be like, just free to just be whatever. You know, I travel a lot, and so, you know, I've been in different places, and it's really sad that our educational process is so ancient, or so disempowering, I should say. Not so much ancient, but very disempowering. So I've been to France, I've been to other places in Europe and stuff like that, and you see the educational process, right? Their first 7 years, 0 to 7, those children are playing. Those children are learning morals, they're learning ethics, they're learning tradition, they're learning culture, right? They're learning how to be appropriate behavior towards themselves and to the others, how to admire their elders, how to respect the elders. The morals are put in place the first 7 years, right? The first 7 years here in the US, you're learning ABCs, you're learning how to sit down, be quiet, you're learning how to rote memory, right? You're learning numbers. There's no morals in place, right? In the educational department, right? There's no arts, right? They give you a crayon and you can color on the sheet. Where in Asia, they are actually doing projects. Like they're actually like, I mean, and they building stuff. And so their right and left brain is just like this on fire at all times. Where in the US, it's just all left brain, right? And so you see the results. You see the result as we get older, and then you see the result of Asia and Europe and France and things like that. They're far advanced in the educational process because from 0 to 7 they played. they got creative. Their left and right brain hemisphere is balanced, right? And so in seeing that, that's what made me as a parent be more, and sometimes it's militant, but I wanted to have my children have that experience, right? And I love my babies, and I don't know, I always bring the babies inside the show. Y'all know how much I love my babies, and I have a special next week. They will be actually on the show next week. And we would talk about how they start their business ventures and things that they're doing, because I gotta support them, and I have to put them in a position to where they could be successful, right? The best way I could possibly do, and the best way for me to do that is to share my platform, and bring them on a platform and let them, speak for themselves, and put them in a position to where they can articulate their ideas and push their ideas now to where when they get older, it'd be like second nature. And so they will be joining us next week. And so you might see me cry next week. So stay tuned for that.
They're awesome. Yeah. They are. I'm so impressed by them. We're talking about Knock Your Nephew, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed by these two little young ladies. I mean, they're powerhouses.
Yeah,
they're powerhouses. You definitely taught them well.
Absolutely amazing.
I just met them one year of knowing them. I'm just like, I don't even know any other. What, 16, 17, 16, 17, 16, 18. I don't know any children. Their minds you've definitely been and you've definitely been informed. Their minds are definitely evolving. And then forget the not just the mind or the knowledge, their hearts are they're so sweet, so genuine.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things that I really try to drill in them. The fact that being a good person is better than being a scholar, right? And so I don't really push them to get the A's and the B's and stuff like that. I said, as long as you did the best you could, I'm cool with that. But you get a lot further in this society and in the world, period, if you're a good person and you have a crazy work ethic, right? If you have a crazy work ethic and you're a good person, you can get a lot further, right? If you're a scholar and an asshole, people don't really deal with you, right? They deal with you because they have to. But if they have to choose a person that they like and they know the person's going to work hard, they're more likely to try push that person forward as to push the scholar who's the asshole forward, right? Because you gotta if you promote them, you got to deal with their ways and their attitudes and blah blah. But if you like the person, you put them in a position and say, "You listen, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to learn. This is how I need you to implement it." And they have the work ethic to just get it done. I think you just have a better chance of advancing and getting everything that you want if you just a good person and you have a great work ethic. And so that's what I really wanted to instill in them, and that they enjoy life. I mean, like life is for the living, and I give them a lot of freedom. I give them a lot of freedom that they can, if they can handle it, right? But once you can't handle the freedom, then you lose the privilege because it comes with responsibility. Freedom comes with responsibility. There's no such thing as freedom without responsibility, without accountability. And so, all right, let's get off the babies. Let's get off the babies. They're not babies no more. Like I said, it's 16, 18. And nephew be graduating, going on a prom next weekend.
The prom is this Friday. The prom is this Friday. I'm coming to the send off.
So next year, so by next weekend, I'm talking about next weekend, but by Monday, she be.
Oh my God, where's the tissue?
Yeah, she be.
Where's the tissue?
A high school graduate.
You about to blow your nose? Oh.
Wow. This is a soft spot for me. I mean, like, I don't know if y'all know the story, but I'm just gonna share with you real fast. 6 years ago, I got a call, and it was just like, if you don't come get your children, they're gonna be in the system. And I went to go get them, and the social worker was just like, out of the 10 years that I've been doing this, and a father, I called many fathers, and he never came down. And so for me to come down, she was like, out of the 10 years, because she didn't believe me. She was like, she called.
I never heard that.
Yeah, she called and she was like, if you don't come down, and she had a whole attitude. And I'm like, why is this lady mad at me? Right? She had a whole attitude. She was like, listen, if you don't come get your kids, they're gonna get in the system. And I'm like, all right. She said, yeah, you got an hour to do it. And I'm like, and I'm in Willow Grove, and I'm not driving, right? And so I get there about hour, 6 minutes or something like that. So I walk through the door, and my daughter's like nephew is like the toughest, right? And she saw me walk through the door, and she like cried, like silent tears. Like she wouldn't show like the whole breakdown thing, but the tears just like rolling down her eyes. And Uncle saw me, and she just was like, she's the emotional one, so she was just like, she cried so hard, she ran to me and just like hugged me and stuff like that. And the social worker saw it and was just like, wow. He's like, I didn't think he was gonna come. She said, I didn't believe he was gonna come. And she was like, the fact that you're here and they respond the way they respond, anything that you need, I got you. She said, anything you need, I got you. So to go from them being in Kensington and Allegheny, where all the zombies were and stuff like that, to coming where I am, and then I had to change my whole life.
I'm sorry, you just call them zombies.
I'm sorry, but that's what we call it. We call it zombie land, right? Because I know we call it zombie land, and anybody know about Kensington, the whole Kensington area understands what I'm talking about, right? And so if there's a fence taken, I take that. But that's what we call it. We call it zombie land. And so to have them there and to fight for them to come where I am at, and to actually have them there and excel the way they did and the way they have as historian and stuff. And you will learn a little bit more about that from their mouths next week. So we're going to talk about the business aspect of it. So we're going to definitely talk about the business aspect of it, because my number one goal was for them to have the opportunity to work for themselves, right? To have an option, right? The option is that I wanted to be the last person to have to work for somebody else, right? In my bloodline. And so if they want to, they can, but it'd be an option, right? They don't have to. I had to because I had to work for them. I had to provide the necessities for them. And so I had to work. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in a position to where business is lucrative to where I can pay for the things that they need. So I had to work for someone else. And I'm grateful for their job. But yeah, that's like my number one thing. Like being a father is like my number one thing. Any kind of presentation I do, any kind of workshop, anything, they have to say father first before they say, you know, social activist, musician, whatever. And when they don't, I correct them. When I get on stage, I actually correct them. Like, listen, father first. That's the most thing I'm proud of is being a father. So all the other titles are great. They're great. They're cool. But they all was inspired by fatherhood.
Absolutely.
Right? So that was the inspiration for everything else that I had achieved in life. It was the father, being a father, that motivated all that other stuff. So, like I said, if you rock with me, you support me, you love me, I am because of them. And I am moving. The success that I am experiencing is based off them. And so it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope to have them on next week. And I ain't gonna cry though. I'm not gonna cry. Right? I'm not gonna cry. So let's get back. That has such a huge impact on me. It's crazy how they just take over everything. Um, even when they're not present, they still take over.
You may just bring it back just in case. Well, I'm saying.
So, Miss Toni Starr, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh. Oh wow. My biggest legacy, I definitely aim to inspire many individuals to really live, as we were talking about, intentional, purposeful life. I want people, when they think about me, when I become dust in the ground, I want them to remember me, and I want them to be inspired by the things I've said or things I've done. Just relentlessly, fervently pursue their passion and go after the goals that they've always wanted to do. And to really, really, at the heart of me, I know Favor knows my heart, and many people do. You know, that's something I was very, very peaceful in. When I got nervous about this today, I was a little bit nervous because I'm not used to talking about myself in front. But I told myself last night, and my mom's in town visiting. I said, you know, Mom, I know one thing's for sure. As long as I'm really speaking from my heart, like this is, I don't have nothing to hide. Like I'm speaking purely. This is who I am. And anyone knows me knows I'm a very, compassionate person, very empathetic person. One of my favorite shirts that I've designed is "We Need a Cure," and it just says "Cure" on it, and "Cure" is my acronym, which is trademarked for a cure is compassion, understanding, respect, and empathy. So that would be a huge part of my legacy. I know a lot of people, this might touch a very sensitive surface for some people. A lot of people are, my legacy are my kids, my legacy are is this and that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. You have a wonderful legacy, but I don't have children. So my legacy is deeper than just my offspring because I don't have any. So I'm going to create something that will inspire many individuals. And that's the seeds that I plant, that I'm trying to plant. I want people to continue to be selfless in many ways, do for others. I want, there's so much going on. It really hurts me because I'm an empath. When I see people like something happen to someone like on social media and everyone's like laughing, the first question I'm always asking is, oh my God, are they okay? We're not even thinking about it. We're becoming such a desensitized people right now. This is a desensitized world, but we're not thinking. If we just really thought my 4 core principles of compassion, have a little understanding, let's respect them in their situation, and let's have some empathy. That's that would really, really bring us full circle and really, really, make us face ourselves and be better people. That's just what I believe. So my basic legacy with rambling like crazy is I just want people to continue to be led by their heart, do right by people, put compassion, understanding, respect, and empathy first, and pursue their passions fervently.
That's the cure.
Very long evolutionstar.com.
That's the cure. That's the cure, and that's like I said, this is what this platform was created for. We have the news, we have media that promotes a lot of stuff, right? And they're huge and they're very influential, and so we can play our part in provide an alternative to that, right? Not saying that, oh my God, that's bad or whatever the case may be. Forget our personal opinions about the media and just provide our alternative, right? And this is our effort. This is our love offering to the world that, to provide. We're doing great things out here. And there's a lot of us out here doing this kind of work, and we just needed a platform to display that. And so, teaming up with Knowledge Born Law to bring this to you has been it's been a divine work. I really, really appreciate the brother because he finds the diamonds in the rough, right? And he helps polish them, and he helps clean them up, and present them in a way that is palatable for the world, right? And I always wanted to do it, but I was like nervous about it. I didn't have the confidence. Just that just wasn't sure of myself, right? And Knowledge was like, you got a message, man. You need to share the message. And for whatever reason, I believe him. I think it's because I wanted to, and I needed someone to see it as well, and to have the belief in me and see the value and see the potential. And it makes it so easy. All I gotta do is just show up. You know what I mean? And so I am extremely grateful to you, Knowledge. I wish you was on. And I know, but you working behind the scenes and doing the magic that you do, and I'm super grateful for that. And I think every episode I was just going to give you your flowers, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's to, like I said, just to present Black excellence on this platform. It's just.
Is that my mama? It look like my mom. Is that my mom texting me? Mama, you
so.
Mom, what's that say? That's my sister. Hey, I don't even know what she said. Are people like?
Yeah, let's see. But
I thought we was gonna do that disturb.
Yeah, but I think it, because what happens is.
By the way,
so what happens is usually if it's not on Do Not Disturb, it'll kick it off, right? So it'll pop up, you still see it, but it won't kick us off.
It must be texting.
Yeah.
That's our little group text. Wawa and Mama. Oh. My sister's car, Wawa.
So cute.
Or everything to me.
All right, so is that who inspires you to do what you do?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I hear on the phone. She's talking about hi, mom. My my my. If we were talking about my rock, my two biggest rocks and biggest supporters and everything to me, my sister Sapphire and my mom. They mean everything to me. They relentless, just support for school when I was losing everything. But some know my story, and for those who don't, you understand where a lot of I had a whole mental change, a whole switch in my whole personality, my whole life. When my sister, my oldest sister, um, she committed suicide in 2007, and she called me before she unalived herself. Um, and I talked to her, and she sounded completely exasperated, and I could tell that she was giving up on life. And I tried everything I could to speak, like just strength into her, support, just encourage, just anything I could, but it wasn't enough. The phone hung up, and it wasn't too long after that I found out that she jumped over the Tacony Iron Bridge in Northeast Philadelphia. And from that moment on, whatever life I had before that has just become like a blur, and it completely revamped my whole life was just turned in a completely different direction. And that's when I actually, right before she did what she did, I had just started to dabble in painting and trying to self um, teach myself. And when that did happen, artwork has been one of the things I lean back on for my therapy. I did get a therapist, I did a lot of work, but I really did lose it for a while. And that was, again, that's my concept about the evolution star, the star that begins as dust, is compressed, collapses, goes through this, violent, rigorous process and becomes a star. Many people don't know my story. They don't know what I've been through. Of course, because we become great friends in a year. But most people see, oh, you might be this so-called, you're attractive, you must have it going on. You're a nurse, you're this, you have all these things going on, but people don't understand the pain. People don't know the things that I've been through to overcome those things. And that's what makes me so, I believe, relatable with so many people. I have so much empathy because I can feel people's pain. I can feel what they go through. And that's a huge part that's behind a lot of my clothing, a lot of my a lot of my um expressions, a lot of my quotes, a lot of my designs, a lot of my artwork. It's always something behind it that wants to really empower people, that wants to provide strength, that also wants to provide compassion and just warmth. And you know, you're not supposed to say, you understand that I have a greater understanding that these things happen, and there's really nothing that I could have done. But the journey to find peace and the journey to find joy through the years has been one that has it's just, I don't know what to say, it's changed me. It's been amazing. I have nothing but gratitude for my life and every way that it went. This is the journey, and this is how I ended up. And I have way more things coming along with Evolution Star to come. In the works of working with some of the suicide awareness and prevention corporations or organizations in Philly and other areas as well, and mental health awareness. Um, I'm really big on mental health awareness and mental health, getting help with, issues that you have. Um, we can't really get into. People know me in the community. I've volunteered through. I think it was Just Heal Bro last year. I volunteer. I don't talk about my volunteering. It's very personal to me. I'm not one who showboats it on social media and the things that I do. It's very personal to me. But I definitely volunteer for many mental health organizations in the city. And what I see is a lot of people that are suppressing their pain, a lot of people that are suffering in silence. And, what it is everybody wants to be strong. And the horrible idea that strong means you can't show your vulnerabilities, you can't show your pain, and you can't show your fear. And that's bullshit. So I don't believe in that. I think that what you've been through makes you beautiful. I think that the pain you've been through, it's okay. I I must be a different person because when someone cries, I don't see a weak person. I see someone who's strong enough to release their emotions. Another one of my favorites, Nikki Powerhouse. She is like all up in her vulnerabilities. Let's be soft. I love her. She knows I love her. She knows about my sister because she did a poem a long time ago when she was all in white, and I just cried the whole time that she was performing this poem on the stage because she reminded me of my sister, and she talked about her, her sexual orientation and certain things, and her mother, and just she was just so free. And I remember talking to her about it after. She was just really so beautiful and so receptive, so warm, and so so welcoming. So I went on a tangent, but
that's great.
but
that's
that's something that I believe in. I'm telling you something. I have to tell you something. I hope someone's really listening to this right now. I love my Black men. I love y'all. I love you. Like, I love my Black men. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be this hard armor all the time. I don't care. If a woman, I've seen things like this because I said real men cry, and people were on my page just coming at me, and I'm like, this is horrible. I had one associate of mine a while ago that I do not speak to anymore who said, I didn't know men even have feelings or they cried. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
That's the conditioning.
How dare you? Do you not have a heart like me? Do you not feel like me? Have you not been hurt like me? You do not have to be this superhuman all the time. You do not have to be this superhuman all the time. And from one Black woman to a Black man, I hate that that's the way that our society has made our men feel, that you have to be this strong person. The suicide rates are up. Black women are suffering. And I don't know.
No, it's great. That's great.
So when it goes into nursing, this duality, so as a nurse, I worked on the cardiac floor for a while, and I'm seeing, and this is true, the Black men have the largest number of deaths from cardiac or heart attacks and heart deaths, heart failure. We could talk about DMX. We could talk about the guy from PM Dawn, Vandross, when he had a stroke, but there's so many, Craig Mack.
Yeah.
We could talk about all these people, and what is it that's going on? There's a lot of things going on, but it's so sad to see my Black men come in who just completely, have held this burden of holding all this inside, and their hearts are suffering. Whether it could be diet, it could be so many different contributing factors. But when I see the Black men come in, and I'm sitting there like trying to pour all my, nurturing into them, because I'm seeing them suffer, and they're suffering in silence. They're not wanting to reach out and tell people that they're hurting, that they're going through the things they're going through. So I just had to say that. Speak what's on my heart. I absolutely can't stand that. Don't be afraid to have a therapist. Don't be afraid. Find the right friends. If there's people around you that are telling you, oh, you're weak, or you're a punk, or you're whatever, like, that's bull crap. You gotta be kidding me. You're not meant to hold all this pain and all this emotions inside. You're not meant to suffer in silence. Bull crap. That's how I feel. So.
As you drop the mic,
yeah. Oh, you got me started.
But
Jeez.
That's what I desire, right? I desire to have these kind of conversations, these dialogues, because we are in the business of healing. Whether you're a nurse, whether you're an artist, whether you whatever profession you are in, we are in the business of healing.
Healing in progress.
We are in the business of healing.
Favorite top. No, because it's healing in progress.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
That's all of us, whether we want to acknowledge it or not.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. And like as you were speaking to that, on my way up here, I ran into Nikki Power.
What?
Yep. 30th Street Station.
I love her. She knows.
30th Street Station. So she saw me. She immediately started dancing.
I love her.
She immediately started dancing. So I'll be in the middle of 30th Street Station dancing, right? Because that's how we greet each other, right? Anytime we anywhere. I didn't expect her to do it at work, but she was at work and she just started busting out dancing, and I was like, all right, this is what we doing. This is what we doing. So we in the middle of 30th Street Station dancing and embraced each other for like 45 seconds to a minute. And she is absolutely amazing.
She picked the right name. Powerhouse is, I
Mhm.
don't know, there's no better name.
Yeah, she is a powerhouse. But yeah, so men, and we've been talking about this. I publicly display the fact that I've been going through therapy for like at least 2.5 years now, and I have shared on many occasions how it has impacted my life for the better, and that how everybody in my circle benefited from it. So even though I'm going through the healing and things like that, but it has impacted everybody that's in my circle. It has benefited everybody in my circle. And so if you, and I know a lot of men are more willing to do things for others than they are willing to do for themselves. Do yourself and your family members, the ones that you love, do that for them. If you're not willing to do it for yourself, do it for them, right? And then your healing will be a byproduct of you doing something for somebody else, which is a win-win situation. When you talk about the heart diseases, they say through my studies, they say 87% of diseases is based on emotion. 87% of it. So a lot of times we suffer from heartache, but we won't acknowledge it. We suffer from fears, but we won't acknowledge it, and we suppress it. And so when you suppress it, it comes out. It's going to come out. Rather, it's going to come out through violence. It's going to come out through verbal abuse. It's going to come out through physical abuse. It's going to come out. It come out as cancer. It comes out as heart disease or whatever the case may be. So I see a lot of vegans and vegetarians suffer from the same thing. You have to, your emotional well-being is first and foremost, right? You could be eating trash. You could be eating great, clean, green, and all that stuff, but if you still have jealousy, if you still have fears that's not dealt with, if you still have anger issues that's not dealt with, you can eat as clean as you want to eat. You still gonna suffer, right? Health, wellness is about spiritual, emotional, physical, all those things, right? And so we have to be emotionally balanced. We have to be balanced in that. We can't just deal with the physical and not deal with the spiritual and deal with the emotional and mental, right? So we have to attack them all. And if you have to choose one, deal with the emotional. Because once you deal with the emotion, we could say eating, because eating also drives emotions and stuff like that. But if you feel better, you do better things, right? Right. So you probably, if you dealt with the emotion, you probably want to eat better because it's just like, oh man, I feel great. Oh man, I want to continue feeling great. It all intertwines, right? And so if you had to choose one, I would say deal with the emotion, right? And this is my personal, not professional. This is my personal opinion because I know that has worked for me. Deal with the emotional. I dealt with stuff that I forgot about, and I had my inner child was making decisions for me while I'm in my 40s.
So true.
Yeah,
therapy is one of the best things I've done for myself.
And so, brothers,
it's deeper than what people think.
Yeah, take heed. It's important. It's absolutely, matter of fact, it's beyond important. It's imperative.
My therapist dug into my childhood in ways I didn't. You think you're okay. You can handle yourself. I pray, I meditate, and I want to say something. I'm really gonna be, social media is not your therapist.
She said it, y'all. She said it. She's absolutely correct.
You know what else?
You have to see a professional.
Take a step further. Oh my God! are we about to get canceled? You know what else is not your therapist? And this is going to be hard. Your friends, your family, are not your therapist. And they're biased. And a lot of times it's nice to vent, it's nice to have those things, but true professional help comes from talking to somebody who doesn't maybe know you and can help you understand, not tell you what to do, but help you understand and give you the tools that can help you understand how to move forward in your life and understand yourself better and work on some past things that need to be healed, like you said. You know, that was one of the best things I didn't know these issues existed. Why am I doing this? You don't even understand why you're repeating these, these behaviors, these actions. It was nice to dissect it to myself. One of my favorite things my therapist told me was, your feelings are not your identity. And I love it so much because I used to say that we often say, this is really, really crucial. We will say things like, I am this. Anytime you want to say, I am a procrastinator. No. You are a person who procrastinates. You're not a procrastinator. When you start to say you are this, you are just like Nikki Powers, I am. Or the word, you've heard that plenty of times. I think, doesn't she, in her book? But when you say what you are, you are definitely embracing it in a way that is really, again, words have power, affirmations. You need to make sure you're very careful about saying what you are, because and not take ownership of that. I mean, take over, but I mean,
no, that's
really,
fine.
I mean, like I'm just co-signing what you're saying.
But that's the same.
So
that's what I'm saying.
You
Like,
say you're a person who might do this occasionally, whatever else, but don't take ownership of it and say I am that.
Spirit. This for me, this program is spirit led, right? And so, we might be here, but I intentionally pray to be a vessel for them. And so, whatever message they want for me to say and deliver, that's what I'm going to do. And so, you are being that vessel as well. And so, these messages that's coming through us, because I'm not going to take credit for what's coming out of my mouth, right? I give all the glory to Mother, Father, Energy. I give all the glory to the ancestors. I'm actually honored that they're using me to deliver this message to you. So again, if you found value in this, share it. If you didn't, comment. Let us know. And if you have any show ideas, if you have any, things that you think that we could talk about, we have definitely received some ideas from our guests before, and we talked about it. We spent that whole show talked about some of the topics. But I want to say this too, in response to someone talking about us not talking about the LGBTQI, the alphabet. There's plenty of programming that talks about that. You can find that programming there, but this is our platform, and we're speaking to our tribe, and our tribe, we much rather spend our time talking about things that empowers us, right? Not saying that this is our tribe, and we're going to talk about the things that we want to talk about. So, if you're looking for that kind of material, there's plenty. You ain't got to watch this, right? There's plenty other venues and shows and stuff like that you can, you can watch, right? So I just wanted to say that to you if you're watching, right? I don't know. We might talk about it in the future, but right now, this is what we're talking about, right? Right now, we talk about African folks. We talking about being the best version of ourselves, and so this show is dedicated to. This show is dedicated to us talking about things that is issues for us and how we can better serve those and solve those issues for ourselves. So please, keep the hateful comments, take them elsewhere, right? And so I'm dealing with this in the nicest way possible right now. Right?
Happened before?
Yes.
Something happened?
This is
I figured something was making you say this.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's the third time that this individual has come on my page and say, huh? Yeah, and I am. But you know, I don't want to block people from what they need to say or want to say, right? But we are at the point to where you're now messing with my peace. And anybody that's messing with my peace, I gotta block you, right? But I want to give you another chance, right? I want to give you another chance to just, you know, let's have a fruitful conversation about it, right? Because I'm not opposed to your lifestyle or whatever the case may be, but don't come on my platform or come on my joint saying that this is what we need to talk about, because we don't have to talk about it, right? But if you want to talk to me personally, we can have a bang out discussion, talk about it, because I talk about anything and everything. But on this platform, we will not be talking about as of yet. It might come a time to where we might have that discussion, right? I don't see it, but I'm open, right? I'm open, and then if it empowers our people, let's have at it. But we're not going to be dealing with any kind of negative talk, right? We got a lot of channels to support that kind of conversation and that kind of energy. So we are coming to the close of this exchange, which has been everything that I thought it would be and more. I thank you.
Thank you
for engaging me in this conversation.
You.
I think we are a lot smarter now since this engagement. I think we are definitely more. We have been given some tools to, again, be the best version of ourselves, and we thank you for that. Any last words? Any last statements? You sure can. You sure can.
I'm really excited. So the urban shamans, y'all are so dope. But whether you use it or not, I did design a shirt for y'all. So I hope you did like it. Wish I could show it. But hope y'all look forward to it. I did design a really cool top for y'all because I came to it was at the Black Lotus. It was really fire. It is a real small space. I'm sorry. It's fine. But it is still cool. And I mean, that was the first time I feel like I've heard y'all in that way. I was completely moved. Support them, the urban shamans, on Friday at the Black Lotus. Right,
this Friday coming up, 7
every Friday
from 8 to 12.
It's a really small space, but it's still fire, it's still dope. But I was moved to it because I design out of my feelings, and so I hope you all look forward to the design that I have. Hope you guys enjoy the gift that I have.
Yeah.
And again, my last minute thing I would like to say is please look forward to me. It's been such a goal of mine to then at the largest African festival in the whole United States. That Adorn Day Festival should be coming up on June 9th, Sunday, June 9th. Look forward to my booth of me face painting and tribal designs and vending my shirts there. I have to say that. Continue to follow me at Evolution Star with 2 R's, IG, TikTok, and Facebook, and my website is evolutionstar with 2R's.com. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm sorry, this is one of my favorite ones. I have to show this guy. This is my favorite trademark design. I have to do. And it's just good. I couldn't say anything better.
That's right.
We have to end with "We Are the Blueprint." It is what it is. If you know anything about Henrietta Lacks, look her up, okay? Because her blood and everything about her was stolen. Still many, okay? And hold that. This is what I have: the Black man and the Black woman, and talks about our ingredients and what we're about. 100% GMO, organic. This is for the woman: authentic, strong, determined. They're just different characteristics, and I have the ones for man too. But it's one of my most favorite ones, from the core. I was not I was raised in the PK. I was raised in a very rural area. I was not raised understanding anything about my culture, and it means a lot to me. I've definitely encountered and suffered so much racism being a Black female nurse, being Black in this world, period. I see so many other cultures, so many other races sit here and rock. I am Irish, I am Italian. I want to be proud of who I am without suffering any repercussions for who I am. I am who I am now, and I love who I am. I love my nappy hair. Look, I like my extensions too. Okay, but I'm saying, I'm very proud of who I am, and we should be proud of who we are without any type of explanation or any type of any type of what's it called? What's the word I'm trying to say? Any type of ridicule.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I have shirts for all people. Again, uplifting positivity and empowering. But at the core of everything, I still have to represent who I am and my people. And that's that. Okay. There's so many people trying to put us on the bottom, and I'm going to continue to make us be on the top.
Bars. Bars. So with that, I just want to it's deep that loving yourself is a political statement. You think about everybody else can say, I love being Irish, I love blah, blah, blah. But the minute that you say you love being Black, it's a political statement.
But this is scary.
Mm-hmm.
This makes people fearful.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why should loving my color and who I am make people so fearful? It shouldn't. It's no different than loving who you are.
It's been conditioned. It's been conditioned, and the inferiority complex training is real. It's really real. I don't know. When you go through the history of our people, the brown bag test, the color codes, when you deal with just so many legislations that was passed to hate people being brown. Yeah, I mean, like you got whipped for being brown. If you're too dark, then you can't vote. It's so many things that was put into place to where people just didn't want to be Black. And so those things still play. Colorism still is very prominent in our culture today. In 2024, right? Light skin is still considered, Black is coming up there. But you still can't wear natural hair without it being looked at, without it being frowned upon in the corporate America. So we came some ways. We have a lot more further to go. But I just thought about that, and that's why I had to take that pause. Like, just to be Black and be proud to be Black is a political statement, and that's unheard of.
Yeah, I'm put that on a shirt.
Yeah. And so
that's for real.
And I want to say this as well. I'm gonna end with this. There was this show that I used to love, and I can't remember it. It was like 500 or 800 or something to that effect. But there was like 800 people that was taken off this earth and sent to outer space. And then they came back like 30 years later, came back to Earth. And they had certain things happen to them. And when I was thinking about your sister, there's things that happen that we don't want to happen. But they have to happen for the bigger picture to take form. Right? And that's what I think about your sister. Because she's no longer physically here, but that spirit is still here. And through your work, she's represented. In your work, she lives. Her purpose, her reason, her legacy, you are presenting to the world. And that's something to be proud of. And what made me think about that is, you're welcome. What made me think about that was this particular episode where this one guy, he had these powers, right? He was just this nerd, but he went to outer space and he came back with these powers to be able to beat up everybody.
Mhm.
So he became a vigilante. He became a vigilante, and he went to this park where everybody used to play at, the old folks used to go to, and it was overrun by drugs and prostitution and things like that. So as a vigilante, he beat up everybody who was doing drugs there, blah blah blah, and he made it safe for people to come back. And people was coming back to the park, and then he got killed.
Oh wow.
So he got killed, and everybody was just like, "Oh well, I guess we can go back to the park no more." And then one person was like, "If he can do it, I can do it." And this one kid started cleaning up the park by himself. And then somebody else came. And then somebody else came. And then somebody else came.
Right.
And then somebody else came.
Mhm.
And now you got everybody. When one guy was doing it by himself before, you got the whole neighborhood watch, making sure it's clean, watching and taking the neighbors to the elders to the store and stuff like that. And all that movement came from one person. So that's what I think about. I think about when I think about your sister, and that was for the greater good.
That's wonderfully put. And it's hard to say that, but that's how I've come to terms with it. That's how I found my peace. I mean, her energy definitely lives on in me, her legacy. I mean, there's so many things that she said that resonates with me. You know, when I do think of her often when I design things that I do, you know, think of things she said, think of things, you know, she always encouraged me to be the best. She saw the light in me before I saw light in myself. You know, so you know, don't make me terrible.
She's proud. She's proud.
Move on to the next thing. But thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate that.
Well, I mean, again, like we're vessels in this thing, and that was, you know, that was the message that came through me. And sometimes, you know, they said you're not supposed to have dead air on live TV and stuff like that, but sometimes you just have to make sure you communicate the message effectively and correctly, right? And so I'm not the one that just be running off at the mouth. I want to make sure that when I speak, that it comes out the way it's supposed to come out, the way it's supposed to come out, right? And so I'm going to take them pauses, y'all. I'm going to take the pauses and make sure that I get the message right, right? And she's proud of you.
Thank you.
She's proud of you. And so, so we're coming to the end of the show. If you like this programming, there's plenty of other programming like this on this platform, and I believe the information is on the ticker. They can use your support, so you can watch it. It's one way to support. You can give cash donations to the Cash App that's on the ticker. That's one way of supporting. You can just like it. You can just share it. You can just whatever. But support these programs. These programs can use your support, and this is how we stay alive. This is how we provide the media that we deserve and desire, right? And so support. Knowledge, I love you. And Kamor, you know, we held it down for you, good brother. And I can't wait to show you that design, bro. No, I'm not gonna show you. I'm gonna just wait for it to produce itself, and then
he has to come through. Unless y'all want to come through and inbox me, I need everyone's sizes.
All right, so
I guarantee you'll love them.
All right, so if you trust me, you're gonna love this shirt, and you're gonna order it and all that good stuff, right? And so let's make that happen. Let's make that happen for the next vibe. The next vibe, we have them on for the next vibe, which is not this week, because this week is crazy and it's already here. But the following week, we'll do it.
I have to be clear because he says order. My
Oh.
urban shamans group. It was a gift. It's a gift to you.
It's a gift. But
It's
you
a gift to
you still
For
got
how
to get
you-
the size.
How you move
You
me.
got to get the size.
It's a gift to you through Farugh. How he's moved me and how you all move me. So understand that was something I wanted to do from my heart. That's not about profit.
Yeah.
I just need your size.
Right. There you go.
I can order and get it.
Yes. And
Spread love. That's it.
and the artwork that you saw on the flyer is not her work.
Yes, we do
So we
have to
want
mention that.
Yeah. So we
I did not put that flyer out.
Right.
So whoever put that flyer, I appreciate it. It's beautiful, but understand that the artwork that was on the flyer was the fabulous Bernard Collins artwork that he did of me, and the wonderful Georgia Levy who did that artwork of me. She's the one who did the woman, the art, the black and white, and Bernard did the color. So this is actually my artwork. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
So I just want to make sure to put that out there.
Thank you.
And as a reminder, things that Be My Eye is doing tomorrow, we're participating in the Fathers Summit. Go to my Facebook page, Farugh Ma'at Facebook page. You'll see the address, the time, and all that good stuff with that. Sunday we will be at Malcolm X Park for Malcolm X Day. We'll be performing there, and the Vibe is this Friday. And if you're interested in that, that would be on the Facebook page as well. Yeah, so, and it's like she said, the space is small, so you want to come, but you don't really, just come and vibe out, because the last one, oh my goodness, the last one, and Francine, oh my God.
Oh, the one who recorded everything? She's so good.
Yo, she caught us. We had the holy, ancestor spirit. I mean, it was like church in that on last time. I mean, I was around that joint like this. I had the tambourine going. It was fire. It was fire, and I almost cried because it was just like when you look around that space and you just see the smiles and you see the joy and you see people just letting loose. I mean, I saw one lady, she just was like, just get this stuff off me, put it on the floor and just release it off me. And by the time she did that, she was in there, she had shoes off, and she was like, she moved the chairs. Like, she actually took the chairs, moved them back so everybody could just dance. And so I just really appreciate us just having that, providing that space to where people could just really let loose and just really heal, right? Whatever that looks like. If you want to do a poem, if you just want to get on a mic and just scream, if you want to do affirmations, if you want to just dance, if you want to just sit in the middle of the floor and do some ohms or some ungs or whatever the case may be, we provide a space for that, right? And so whatever your vice is, whatever, however you choose to heal, however you choose to just let it go and let it get free, that is the perfect place to do it. And by the weather breaking, we will be outside more by the river and the grass and stuff like that. So look forward to that as well. So that was some of the things that Be My Eye will be involved in this week. It's a busy week for us. And yeah, I love y'all. I love y'all so much.
Are you still doing that this Friday?
What's that?
You're involved? Isn't this?
Yes.
So she,
yes, she gets off. She do the 4 to 7.
Oh, okay.
And so we send her off.
Oh,
okay. Then we transform the space.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock.
I'm like, his daughter's prom send off. I'm like, and then, okay, so it's before the
show. Yeah.
Like,
so this is what we do though. Like even in the space, we do kinetic yoga from 5 to 6, and then I'm gonna do a live, right? I'm gonna do a live how we transform this space, this healing space, into the vibe. It's crazy how we transform it. We don't think we just play. We're a whole production crew, right? We gotta take down the lights, we gotta move the furniture, we gotta put down tape, we gotta take the wiring, we gotta take the speakers, we gotta do all this stuff, and then the vibe happens. It's fire. Right? And so I want to do that. I think not this time. Huh? Oh yeah. So maybe next, we're gonna do that. We're gonna film the transformation in the high speed thing, so y'all can see that we are a production group. We're not just musicians. We do events, we do productions, we do documentaries, we do it all. All right, so I love y'all.
Love y'all.
And we'll see you next week with my baby.
Pursue your passions fervently.
The black woman's alive.
Return the fugitives from American justice, including the return of the cop killer, Joanne Jetmar.
Flashback to the Turnpike 73. Cop shot on the floor. Who's the culprit aside of Shakur? First they attack the Panthers, they drop COINTELPRO papers with all these questions and then subtract the answers. These females think they got it hard and result of dancing. Imagine being America's most wanted like Charles Manson. The epitome of a goddess, facing a murder rap, railroaded on all the charges. First they took her freedom, in the hospital, shot up, still bleeding. Took her to the precinct for a lineup. Your Honor, wasn't interested in the facts, just the fact that the officer was white and she was black. When the trial was a wrap, she was pregnant by a co-defendant. They put the gun to her stomach while a baby in it. Don't need another leader, they ain't wanna feed her, hoping she miscarried. That was the pig's manners. All along she had another plan, showed the strength of a queen that's from the motherland. All praises, she ended up in Cuba, no extradition. Black woman, you need to listen. Yeah. The black woman's alive. The black woman's alive. The black woman's alive.
Every time I went delving deeper into the history of African people and the history of the world, which is the history of African people, I always looked into the black woman. There was no way to get around the black woman in this whole process.
The black woman is God. She birthed man like blackness through the stars. When the creator made her, a portal opened in time. Now we manifest reality through a womb that's divine. It was prophesied that birth she'd be a leader. Umbilical, wrapped around her neck, call her Nzinga. Queen of Ndoga, queen of Matamba, kingdom of Mbundu, people of Angola. Ruler like a father, she serious with the combat. Slavery was poppin', she made the Portuguese fall back. Play it like she kiddin', she bring it to where you all at. Turned a servant into a throne so she could talk facts. Pressure made her brother commit suicide. That's when she stepped up like it's do or die. Whatever to unify, never deal with cowards do. Mover of the generals, the black woman is powerful.
Yeah. The black woman's alive. 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 Yeah. The black woman's alive. The black woman's alive. The black woman's alive.
Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut
The black woman's alive.
who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes. And so they said to him, well, what about God? And he said,